Hello, it's Ryan here, RLF Vacuum Cleaners in Lakenheath. Today, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the TIS Rhino Smart Meter. Now I have to thank David from DSES, or David Savory Electrical Services, for making this meter aware, or making me aware of this multimeter. He used it in a video a couple of months ago where he cut in half a Hager RCD, done an RCD autopsy, which is very interesting. I'll leave a link to that video if I can work out how to make it work on YouTube. But he was using one of these meters for testing, and it intrigued me so much that I decided that I was going to buy one, give it a try. Now if you're like me, a bit simple, modern multimeters nowadays come with hundreds of features that you never use, and which is such a shame really, because majority of the time, certainly what I do, a lot of electronics, a lot of appliance work, you don't need fancy electronic multimeters. You just want the basics. You want resistance, voltage and continuity. That's all this meter does. Very simple. Incredibly simple to operate. You just turn it on like so, fires up, boom, it's within resistance straight away. Press the range selector button like this, you're on continuity. You've got a little audible beep. Voltage, very simple, because it's auto ranging. As soon as you tap the voltage, boom, tells you the voltage. Comes with a couple of little interesting features. It comes with a torch. Everything nowadays seems to come with a torch. See the light like that. Turn it off like so. Press and hold it. It goes to auto hold. That's pretty much all the features of it. It's a category 4 meter, rated at 600 volt, which means you can use it. Well, it's one of the highest rated meters. Nothing higher than category 4. 600 volt is pretty good. So it's pretty good for mains electrical use, which very rarely use it for mains electrical use. I usually use my meters for 12 or 24 volts. But it's nice to know that you could use it for mains. Obviously, these crocodile clips aren't suitable for mains. But then to be fair, the majority of the time when you're using it for electronics, you just want like a couple of crocodile clips to clip on and measure stuff. This meter takes 2 AAA batteries. I've had these batteries in here a couple of months. They were the original ones supplied with the machine. They're pretty much no brand, but to be fair, it's holding up well. Comes with a backlight. Everything nowadays comes with a backlight. One of the interesting features at the top, see that light flash in there? That there is a voltage indicator. As you can see, it's flashing there because I'm flapping the wires around. But if I keep it still, you see the light goes off. But if I push it towards that cable there, you can see that the light lights up to indicate mains voltage. Pretty clever idea. I usually carry around a Q-Tech Duo. One of these, what they call them, chicken drumsticks. I usually carry one of these around. I consider it's better for measuring voltage, because every now and then it beeps. That's what I prefer. I prefer to use one of them because it's a single function and I know what the functions do. It beeps to say it's turned on. Obviously this one, when you're flapping it around and measuring voltage and stuff, the light's on. It's not 100% reliable, but it is a feature that I agree with. It's not something making it useless. It's something you could use, if you plonked it down near a wire or so like that and the light's on, it's live. It's just another indicator, another warning system to let your system in danger. I'll run you through how this thing works. So I brought in a resistor here. This resistor is 120 ohms, supposedly. So we'll just put the crocodile clips on like so. I'm trying to film and do it at the same time. As we get 118, take it off, back on. It's a very responsive multimeter. If we push it over continuity, you get the same thing. You get in the resistance. Another thing to point out is here I got some 470 ohm resistors, and this one comes up as 0.4 kiloohms, 0.465 kiloohms. So you have to adjust into your head, hang on a minute, it's actually 470, but the way it measures, it's designed to measure sort of bigger, higher voltages, so it comes up as 0.4, which is again is 470 kiloohms. This one auto ranges on the voltage, so what I've done is I've just taken the back off my Q-stick Duo and we'll measure the battery voltage. Its standard function is to measure resistance, but as soon as you stick a voltage on it, like so, beeps tells you the voltage, and it also tells you if it's AC or DC. As you can see, this is 2.9 volts DC, and as soon as you take it off, it goes back to resistance, voltage. Brilliant. Brilliant. Makes these function even simpler, and as you can see, with being auto arranging, it's fairly quick. This one has true RMS capabilities, so when you're measuring mains voltages you get super accurate readings, but then again I don't need to do much mains voltage, it's usually 24 or 12 volt that I tend to measure. It comes with a brilliant little carry pouch. Like this, TIS branded. So to summarise quickly, it's a brilliant multimeter. I highly recommend if you ever find one of these on eBay. For around I paid £30 for mine, including delivery. Anything around the sort of £30 mark's brilliant. But if you're to buy them new, prices tend to fluctuate. But I've seen these new online for sort of £70–80, which I think are rather expensive for a basic multimeter. You know, if these things are around sort of £25–30 new, I'd sell loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. I'd buy one, and I'd buy two actually, because I actually think they're so handy to keep on the van. I'd have one at home or one in the workshop, one in the van sort of thing. But for what I do, appliances, fuses, you know, measuring continuity of fuses, you know, resistance, that sort of thing, continuity of wiring, you know, anything is invaluable, absolutely invaluable. You know, all the features you want. The only feature it doesn't have, which I very rarely use, but does sometimes come in handy, is capacitance. But obviously, you know, you want to start picking holes, it's brilliant, but that is the one thing that does let it down, the lack of features. But maybe how many times I use capacitance? Maybe once or twice a year, if that. So why pay for something you're never going to use? I think that's a brilliant little diagnostic tool. It fits in the palm of your hand. Love it. It's a lovely handheld meter. And for the £30 I paid, it's invaluable. I highly recommend. Any questions you want to ask me, let me know. Drop me a comment. I'll try and link to the David Savory video if I can work out how to do it. And very simply like, comment, subscribe.